Carlo from Brrraaains A Head-Banging Life, gbhblofficial, and it is my pleasure, absolute pleasure, to be standing at Words at Burn. Gentlemen, how are you doing right now?
Absolutely fantastic.
Yeah. We just finished our first set in 2 years. It was Bloodstock.
Yeah.
You know, being part of this weekend, getting to play, so we're on top of the world. You can't get any better than this weekend.
Oh, well, I saw your set. It was bloody spectacular. Considering early morning on a Sunday, always hard work to get a tired crowd moving. It was rocking in the new blood.
Yeah, love it.
Yeah,
every minute of it.
Yeah?
I don't think there's a person I didn't hand a sticker to this weekend to come down, because it's like everybody's going to be dying at 12 o'clock on Sunday morning, but we need you to show up, and they did. You know, we had the Irish bands that played this weekend showed up for the support. We had a lot of friends come over, and then a lot of people we've never met before have been down. And 12 o'clock in the morning on a Sunday after a long weekend, it was amazing to have that sort of turnout.
Have you all been here since Wednesday?
No,
Friday.
Friday, since you've been here a few days yourself.
We wouldn't be standing if you were here from Wednesday.
Okay, so what was it like when you step foot on the site, right? And you have that moment where you're like, oh yeah, festival is actually happening.
So when we walked in, Skindred were about to play, and like we all love them, but we've all never seen them before. And like first you see the crowds, then you get the wristband, and then you start seeing like people all hanging out around each other, and then you hear Skindred kick off in the background.
I couldn't stop laughing for nearly half an hour at nothing. I was just so delighted to be here. I was ecstatic. You know that feeling of euphoria you get.
It did not feel real, yeah.
It felt unreal, so I was just laughing at nothing. I remember turning to him going, I'm laughing at stuff, I don't know what.
We've had a mixture of laughs and tears from many bands over this week.
Yeah.
Tell us about the state of play then, because obviously we're in the UK, you guys are from Ireland, similar-ish restrictions here and there. Last 18 months or so, how have you guys been coping?
We've been writing.
Yeah?
So it's been very uncertain with us and very, very tight-knit, so we've barely been together. Besides the last 2 months, we've been getting practicing for this.
Oh, good.
But other than that, we've been pretty much in our own homes. Shane here has been writing in his home studio, bringing all our parts in, and we've been writing an album. So we've just finished that up. It's mixed, mastered. We got an amazing producer, Josh Schroeder, to come in, and we had to be busy because either we're practicing or we're gigging. That's what we do, you know. And to have 2 years off, it's just like we need to keep busy. So, you know, we just went head first into it, and we haven't stopped. And now we've finished product, so we have a single out. We want to get more out as much as we can, and hopefully get some more gigs.
Of course, you played the single up there, didn't you?
Yes.
Yeah. That was the first time,
we
right?
We played another one that nobody's heard as well.
Okay. So, when was the last time you played live before this?
It would have been October 2019 in Belfast, funny enough.
Yeah.
And it was a great show with some awesome bands. But we didn't realise, obviously, that 2020 was going to happen.
Of course.
Because we had stopped at that point where it was the last show we kind of had in a cycle of shows, and we were going to start writing new material. And then obviously, as Jason said, that kept going then throughout the whole lockdowns and everything else. But it's almost 2 years since the last show.
It's incredible then that you got to break it
so
up
the first
at
stage
Bloodstock.
is Bloodstock in 2 years.
And it was crazy because the last shows were the likes of we got amazing support for like Alien Weaponry and Beartooth, and so like we did that album, we did that gig cycle. We got those big shows, and we were like, okay, let's get to that next step. And we were like, let's heads down, get this plan, regroup, and then bam, no shows. So that's why the last 2 years, we've been so headstrong about coming back strong with something, you know, above what we could have done outside this time, you know. Not everybody gets 2 years to think about what their sound is, what their show could be, you know, where they want to go, and it's just like, for us, we wanted to get to the UK because we hadn't been here, and we had planned to tour here, so we were planning a tour just before those things came in to be in the UK non-stop, and that got taken away from us. So we were like, when we get the Bloodstock, we're going to take all that energy, you know, bring it to this one show.
Is it surreal that you are one of a very few select bands who aren't UK based for this festival? Because obviously it's predominantly UK because of it. So yourselves and like Crater and Devon, you're in the same shout as not being from the UK.
I don't say that, but if you put it that way, it's pretty good. Yeah.
I think every year you always see there's always a few Irish bands come in, like Northern Irish, and they always show up. And every year that's been building, I think a little bit. But this year it's been something else. I think 6 or 7 of us have come over here. And each one of those bands really deserve it. Like, and it's been amazing seeing like our good friends and people on the scene get to have this, because we haven't had it back home, and to come here with all them and see everybody doing so well, seeing the response to the Irish bands, like not one tent have they played where it hasn't been jammed. Like,
no, absolutely.
Greystack yesterday, jam. Baylor, jam. We weren't here on time for crawling. We're like, holy shit, their set looked amazing, like flames and everything.
Oh yeah, it's band of the weekend at the moment. Absolutely love them.
So seeing the scene come alive, seeing the support Irish bands get here, we're so honoured to get to be a part of it. Like, not every day you get asked to play Bloodstock, you know.
Because I mean, Ireland's kind of famous as well for like having a pretty incredible metal to the masses scene that normally works out well for Bloodstock. Tell us about your journey to Bloodstock and when you got that call or email and the invite and so on. Do you remember how you felt?
It didn't feel real.
It didn't feel real at the time.
Yeah.
But when that kicked in, we're like, oh my God, we're playing Bloodstock. We have to bring the biggest performance we possibly can. And that's what we focused on, just in terms of rehearsals. At the same time, we were still writing and recording the album as well. What songs will go down well on this stage. So
exactly, like we coming into not playing a gig in 2 years and having new songs, like that's such a stupid idea. I mean, things on stage, you don't know how they're going to be, but we're like, it's Bloodstock, dude. You can't pull out anything. You have to pull out all the stuff, you know.
We've only got 30 minutes as well, so you kind of have to keep it tight. Did that kind of fly by for you? And did you have a moment where you were able to stop and kind of take it all in?
Not really. It went like, I remember like, you know, kind of the intro music playing straight into the first song, and like literally it felt like 5 minutes. We were doing the thank you, bye.
Yeah.
You know.
It only hit me about the last song.
Oh, at least you had it.
When I hit the last song, I was like, oh damn, we're doing this. We're nearly done. It's actually happened, you know. But it probably hasn't hit me fully yet, you know. But yeah, coming to the last song, when I look up and everybody's smiling faces, there's a nice crowd showed up for us, you know. Some friends too were there, and it's just like, man, I miss this so much.
So
and
glad.
for it to be here, it's even better, you know.
We can only hope that this is the first step to some road to recovery. So you talked a lot about the album, this new album. Can you give us some more details? Release date? Anything like that in the work?
We haven't confirmed anything just yet.
Yep.
We have it's all done. It's all there ready to go. But we'd like to, I suppose, like to tease a little bit with some more songs.
Fair dues.
So we'll be doing that over the next few months. We're still at the point of deciding which songs should be singles next, which would be a good representation of the album, which kind of tracks will people really latch on to. So nothing confirmed.
Fair enough.
But it's being planned at the minute. So as soon as we know, you'll all know.
Nobody ever gives a scoop, man. No one ever says, we got this for you, you know? Although we did interview a band yesterday that split up an hour and a half before it. So that was that. You ain't good. You got better than that. That was good.
Well, with us, I'd say we're so. If we put out songs, we want to get. We want to get the full potential out of the song, like how social media today. It's so short and minimal. But the people who show up to shows, those people are there for a reason. They're coming and giving your support, you know. And that's when we bring the extra amount. So we want to make sure we're going to be gigging these songs. So we're going to keep giving singles, keep people tied over, like Jerry said, get the feel for them, because there's some of this stuff is a bit more out there for us. We pushed the boat where we could, and so we want to prepare people for what's to come, because it's going to be interesting.
This is very exciting sounding. You make it sound incredibly exciting. What about live shows then? You got anything lined up?
Yeah, we have something down on paper, but they're in Ireland, so we don't know if it's going to happen or not.
Right.
It'd be great if it did, but I think we're going to have to look at Northern Ireland and the UK.
Yeah, I think we just got to come back here loads.
Yeah.
I'm addicted to playing here now.
Well, of course, as well, as you see.
As Jason said earlier on, we had plans on coming to the UK an awful lot more before 2020 happened.
Yeah.
So that will still be the plan. We want to get back over here as much as we can. Get back to the people that seem to like us there.
Yeah.
Just keep coming back and playing shows.
We've been hitting Europe hard, and we even got Scotland and Ireland. Like we've been hitting those hard for the last few years. Got some nice festival circuits, toured with some good bands. But UK has always been a big goal for us. It's like the scene here is amazing. Like the festivals here, like we barely have big Irish metal festivals,
of
at
course.
home. So this is where the people come to see these things, and it's like to get in on the circuit and to get friendly with the bands, like and chatting the bands all weekend. So like starting to plan gigs and stuff. It's like we need to venture this as much as we can.
It's more than just playing here. It's a shot. The whole community word is used a lot when it comes to Bloodstock. Community amongst bands, and you start to meet people and get to know industry heads and stuff like that. Right?
And we all need to work together as well.
Yes.
So we're all trying to do the same type of thing.
But we've all been so long apart. Now we're back together. Now we can start making these things happen.
I'm tired of having to ask the COVID question in an interview. Can we just move on from that, basically? You know? Thank you very much for watching. You can check us out on gbhbl.com, as well as on Facebook, Instagram,
Twitter and Tumblr. Go to Patreon to help us out over there. That's patreon.com/GBHBL, as well as Big Cartel, where you can find some of our merchandise. We have a podcast running on SoundCloud and Apple Podcasts. And of course, if you like this video, do us a favour, hit the subscribe button and help the channel grow. Games, horror and heavy metal. What else is life for?